is my home, my temporary home at the moment. I mean, there are so many stations out there, and you can pretty much set up shop in any one that you want. Let's see. Hello. I'm going to complete this mission, thank you very much. Thank you! So basically, I've gotten some reward, and hey presto, job done. Let's have a look at my wallet. Yes, I have a lot of ISK. Mainly because I just sell a lot of stuff. As you can see, I sell a lot of stuff. God, my Griffins sell a lot. I mean, they're crappy frigates, but geez, someone bought out all my Griffins. See, I used to live in an area called Jariza, which was quite... Yeah, it's a good 35 jumps from where I am now. And I had loads of stuff, so I just set it to sale and moved. Oh, someone bought my Worm as well. Worms are kind of like... it's a frigate, but it's a special faction frigate. It's like a rare frigate, if you know what I mean. Where it's based on another frigate called a Merlin. But it's souped up. And to be honest, a normal Merlin you wouldn't get 1 million for, let alone 50 million. So yeah, I wasn't going to fly it, so might as well sell the bloody thing. Okay, I've got Nova rockets. Put that in the item hanger. Come on, show me the bloody... See, this is new. This is all new. In fact, it's you know what? I joined, like I said, about a couple of weeks ago, and I was sort of getting used to it. There were some things that were the same, well, most things that were the same. There were a lot of things that were completely different. And come on, there we go. Heavy defender in the item hanger. But, you know, I was starting to get used to it. And then, for the first time since I even joined the game back in 2004, they completely changed the way the hangar system works. Completely. And it was only like a day or two ago that they did this, a couple of days ago, something like that. And I'm like, oh, I've got to get used to a new thing, just as I was starting to feel like it was all familiar. It's good. I like the new layout. I know that there's going to be a lot of people going to be like, no, change it back. But no, I actually quite like it. I've got all my blueprints. They're blue because they're blueprints for building stuff. Containers, which I really don't need anymore, so I'm going to repackage them. Because you see, you used to have to buy these containers, and then you organise your stuff in the containers, but it was just crap, really. It was the only way you could organise your stuff, but now you've got all these custom filters, so I can tick that. It shows me all my ammo, or whatever it is that I can figure that to do. Armour, that's all my hull and my armour stuff. I suppose I could give you an idea. I mean, you've got missiles, you've got railgun ammo, mining crystals. I might go out there and show you mining in a minute, just so that you get the idea. Not that I'm a big miner anymore. I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking that I am a big miner because I've got a ridiculous number of mining crystals. Scanner probes, they're great. I love scanning. That's one of the things I love doing. In fact, you know what? Let's get my come on, ship hanger. Show me. Oh yeah. Got my filters on. Still getting used to that. My buzzard. Right, these little triangles in the corner, that means it's Tech 2. Now my buzzard is Covert Ops frigate. As you can see, it's smaller than the... I mean, let me just switch back to my Cormorant. So I had to zoom out to fit the Cormorant in. But this Tech 2 buzzard was quite expensive. I mean, the destroyer's, what, $1 million? $1 million for a Cormorant, give or take? And in fact, actually, yeah, it says that estimated price 1.1 mil. Where the hell's it gone? And then the buzzard is 22 million. So as you can see, it's quite expensive. Covert Ops, they have a lot of abilities. Generally speaking, their primary ability is to be able to equip the Covert Ops cloaking device. Technically, any ship could equip the Covert Ops cloaking device, but your ship. This is the buzzard that I've got. Here are the high slots for weapons, and mostly weapons, although here I've not got a single weapon equipped. Mid slots for the sort of miscellaneous, clever, scannery, electronic warfare stuff for jamming people and propulsion and shields. And then you've got your hull stuff for your armour and various other bits and bobs. The Covert Ops, like I say, it's got a cloaking device. Let me pop that Covert Ops cloaking device out. I assume... How would I have filtered it? I don't know. Let's just find it, shall we? Here we go, Covert Ops cloaking device. Now, every item you click into your ship has got requirements. It's generally the two main requirements are power grid and CPU. Power and CPU. And that will take it out of your ship's pool of CPU and power. The Covert Ops has 10,000 CPU requirement. Ships don't have 10,000 CPU. I haven't investigated the latest Tech 3 stuff and the advanced battleships, but put it like this. If I get my Drake, and a Drake is a battle cruiser, it's halfway between a cruiser and a battleship, so it's a pretty big ship. It has... Whereabouts would it tell me? I'm such a noob. Where would it tell me these things? I don't know. Oh, here we go. It's right in front of me. It's only got 500 CPU. So as you can imagine, being able to fit something that's 10,000 CPU, how the hell is a frigate with 375 CPU going to squeeze one of them in? Well, if you are highly skilled in Covert Ops, yet another of the 200 or so skills I've got, it reduces that CPU down. In fact, that 10,000 CPU, if I switched that and plug that in, my skill with this ship, we info it again, fitting, suddenly it doesn't require any CPU. Because I'm maxed out in Covert Ops skill, it actually requires no CPU to equip. That's because I decided I wanted to do Covert Ops quite a lot, so I maxed it out to level 5. Now level 5 Covert Ops take quite a while to train. So anyway, the point is I'm going to launch this and let's see what we can go. The other sort of minor thing that yeah, I've got my course scanner, it's got me blah 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 here. The other thing that a buzzard, a Covert Ops, one of the many Covert Ops has got, is it can use scan probe launchers better. Not massively better, but noticeably. And what I'm now going to do, close that, I'm going to launch some scan probes, and we're going to see if we can find something interesting in this system. I've got the skill to use 5 probes simultaneously, so that's what I keep loaded at any one time. There we go. And then it's reloading. And I'm going to go into my scanner window, and basically I can now look at the solar system. There's the solar system, sun, planets, and I can plan out where my probes are going to go off to. Now this is completely new to me. Before, you used to have to fly around your ship physically, fly around and position the probes yourself by flying around. I know people that don't even know that, because apparently it was changed years ago. So yeah, I'm old school. I remember how probes used to work. I still hate how it keeps on coming up with all those. So I'm going to just chuck a few probes around. Generally speaking, these funny little sites that I'm looking for, little lost... I mean, it's kind of like, you know, wreckages and hidden outposts and asteroid belts that people have lost track of. Things like that. There's all kinds of different things you can find. Tend to be near planets. So I'm going to max out the range. And I'm going to send them to analyze. And what happens is the actual probes warp out to that location and do the scanning. It's like, hang on a second, that's awesome. I had to warp around myself and try and find spots halfway between planets to drop probes in. I've got a cosmic signature, that red dot. Now, because I've maxed out the range of my probes, that's going to be pretty damn inaccurate. But I can move... Oh, I'm still getting used to this, so you'll have to forgive me. If I look like a complete noob, it's because I am. Come on, don't faff me about. And I'm going to kind of surround... roughly, very roughly. I'm just going to click on that. Okay. So I'm roughly going to put this thing in the middle of this bunch of probes. They are haphazardly arranged, these probes, so you'll forgive me for not doing it too well. And now I'm going to reduce the range. Now by reducing the range of the scan, it increases the accuracy. So that dot wasn't exactly where it was. It could be sort of anywhere within a wide berth of that. So I'm now going to fire off the sensors, narrow the range, and it's basically rinse and repeat. Okay, we've now got two signatures. Now if I look down here, they're both the same. So what it is that it's kind of, I've moved them a little bit too far, and what I need to do is just move them all down about there between those two signatures and see if I can narrow it down, because it's kind of not enough probes are within range of the signatures to narrow down exactly where it is. I'm getting sort of two possibles. Hopefully this should give me a better fix. Okay, I've got a better fix. And again, this is not the exact location of the site that I'm looking for. Oh. Actually, yes. Let's reduce the radius. Hold down Alt. See, if you hold down Shift on the keyboard and then move things, it moves them around as a group. If you then hold Alt down, it shrinks them all in toward their mutual center. So you can kind of get the possible site, hold Alt down, and then it sort of just shrinks them in closer together. And that's the point. You've got to try and get them closer together. And it's a bit of a laborious process, I have to say. I mean, that's 17% strength now, so that's getting pretty good now. Hold Shift down to move them together. You have to have a bit of a grip of three-dimensionalness in your brain. And then shrink them in a bit more. Scan. And eventually, as you narrow in closer and closer, you shrink the range of the probes, one step at a time to start with. You don't want to go mad. Oh, it's now getting very close, enough to the point where it's an unknown signature. Now that generally means it's going to be a wormhole, which is a shame because I didn't bloody want a wormhole. I wanted something a little bit more, well, doable in a brief let's play. So shrink it in, and it will get there eventually. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, it is an unstable wormhole, an 83% signature strength. Let's zoom down. Come on, you can do it. There we go. This might well lock onto it now. Wormholes are sort of average difficulty to find. There's all sorts of sites depending on the kind of signature. You can find, like I say, you can find asteroid belts that have got rare ore in them. Yeah, we go. I've locked onto it now. So save location, unstable wormhole, recall my probes. They will come back to me now. I'm going to close the map. All the probes are now on board. Let's check my cargo. There they all are. Close that, and now we have. Oh damn, which one was it? See, the thing is, I had bookmarks from before. Unstable wormhole. Oh, that's a really old bookmark. That bookmark won't even be valid anymore. Let's get rid of that. In fact, actually, most of these wormholes are all going to be pretty pointless now. See, the thing is, wormholes, they're fleeting. They last a day, maybe two. It depends on the wormhole. Let's walk within 10 kilometers of it, and I'm going to activate my cloaking device. Now the great thing about Covert Ops cloaking devices is that you can actually cloak while warp, or warp while cloaked, should I say. So literally no one else can see me. The only the disadvantages, shall we say, of having to being cloaked, of any kind of cloak, you can't use anything. You can't lock onto people, you can't shoot weapons, you can't scan things, you can't launch probes, you can't do anything except warp in the case of a Covert Ops. And if you haven't got a Covert Ops cloak, you can't even do that. If you go within 2,000 meters of something, your cloak is cancelled. Simple as that. If someone locks onto you, you cannot recloak. So if you decloak and someone manages to lock onto you, you better get them to stop locking onto you. Right, K162. Now I know that that's a number that any Wormhole explorer is going to know off the top of their head. If you've got a designation of K162 for a wormhole, it means that it's the exit wormhole, meaning that wherever that wormhole goes, something from the other side came through this way first. Either way, looking at this, it leads to unknown parts of space. So basically, it leads to wormhole space, which is weird, freaky space. It's beginning to decay and probably won't last another day. So it's got a number of hours left before it disappears. The wormhole has not yet had its stability significantly disrupted by ships passing through it. Wormholes, every time a ship goes through, it weakens the wormhole. Big ships like battleships weaken it loads. Little ships like mine hardly at all. And either when the time runs out, or when it runs out of mass, it closes, and that's it. Whichever side of the wormhole you're on, you ain't getting through it again. So, you know what? What the hell? I'm not really kitted out for wormhole space, but I'm gonna go for it anyway, just because I can. This is dangerous. Bear in mind that wormhole space is lawless. So, okay. The first thing you do when you go to the wormhole, I cannot stress this enough because I've made the same mistake myself. Save the location of the wormhole. I am not kidding. Yeah. Right. Now I'm gonna... Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Cloaking device. Here we go. See, very briefly I would have appeared to other ships that are nearby. Whew. You see, this is lawless. This area that I'm in now, it has planets. It even has customs things. You can actually claim the planets, you can populate them, but there's no law here. Other players could blow me up. In fact, that's a bit misleading. Other players would blow me up. Simple as that, because it's like anything. Whenever you've got PvP enabled, people want a PvP. And they will hang out in wormhole space and they will gank you. Simple as that. There's no way of me knowing whether there's other people in this area. I mean, I'm going to just use my onboard scanner and see if I can find anything. There's the wormhole. What does it say? Well, it probably won't last another day. Okay. Whoa! Okay. Jeez. That is a lot of stuff going on there. Jesus. That is a lot of stuff in this system. You see, this system might be completely deserted. I mean, apart from the fact that someone in this system found this end of the wormhole and travelled through to my home area. Apart from that, okay, I'm going to warp to within, come on, warp to within 50.
Warp drive active.
Data is an eternal, immortal, immutable. Even when the engineers' intelligence behind the creation are gone, information, facts, and knowledge never die. See, in wormhole space, the rewards are epic. But to be fair, I've not really done that much in wormhole space. I went briefly into wormhole space before. This is kind of me just being an idiot. In fact, me and a friend of mine wanted to go into wormhole space to start getting goodies. Oh dear, they're the sleepers, and there's no way I can handle the sleepers. Not in this ship. Not in this ship. Not on your Nelly. The other thing I've heard about sleepers is that they, well, they can see through cloaking devices.
Warp drive active.
I'm thinking, you see, this is the point where, you see, I've not actually found one with so much goodie in it. So many goodies. I'm thinking, see, I don't know whether there's anybody here. I could go back, get my Drake, because my Drake's a battle cruiser, it'll be fine. It won't collapse the wormhole because it's not been significantly disrupted yet. See, look, even more, just sleepers again. I mean, it's just ripe. It's ripe for the picking.
Warp drive active.
As I say, I'm just checking out these sites, but it's ripe for the bloody picking, isn't it? the weaker sites, the weaker wormholes, and this one certainly looks like it is one of the weaker ones. Are doable in a Drake. You can solo them in a Drake, but wormhole space is dangerous. I mean, geez, if I come in here in a Drake, it's not going to have a cloaking device. So I'm thinking that maybe people are going to find me, and then I'm going to lose that Drake and be stuck in wormhole space. I don't particularly like the idea of being stuck in wormhole space.